よし、狙い通り。消えるなんて聞いてない。天意？よし、燃やそう。この試験場。
I truly feel like every episode of Tsukimichi this season has been like this, and I have this really, like, I'm at a crossroads. Like, I'm just at a crossroads. Like, here's the thing. I think episode 4 was funny. I thought the thing with the orbs was generally and genuinely funny. Like, I thought it was a funny moment that he couldn't break the orbs. I found it hilarious how he grabbed, like, a little orb and the orb was floating through the sky. He was like, and it was like, pah. Like, I genuinely found it funny. I found it hilarious when he was getting, like, tilted and he was getting frustrated that he couldn't get all the orbs, that he was like, maybe I'll just burn this whole training ground to the ground, I'll just burn it all to the ground. And he's like, no. He's like, no. Okay, I'm letting myself get to myself. He's like, I can't do that. We can't be that guy. We can't be that person. I'm better than that. Like, that was funny. Like, I generally thought it was a funny episode. And you might be asking yourself, like, well, damn, if you found it funny, you know, why don't you like it? Why aren't you vibing with it? Also, I don't know what that is. Kermit? Southern Kermit? I don't even know. I don't know. And here's the thing, like, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I genuinely found that bit of the show funny. But the prior to that, like him and the licked guy, I forget what his name is, the, you know, licked dude, and the encounter they had in the city, the storyline where it's going, he's going to become a teacher, but he can't talk. Like, him having to continue to communicate through, you know, writing. It's like, we have to overcome that somehow, like a voice box or something. You know, that way you can actually convey your thoughts. Like, I have all these thoughts, and I'm just like, well, you know, where it's going, he's going to become this teacher and stuff. It's like, well, that doesn't sound like, what are you, Slime? Like this, or are you Rimuru? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound very interesting at all. I have, like, no interest in it. And at the end of the episode, they were like, ooh, guess who this character is? And I'm like, well, isn't that just the bar girl, the one who he saved earlier in the episode, I guess? Like, what is, like, is she that important to be like, ooh, look at her? I guess, maybe? Like, I don't know. Something's just off. And I think if I had to put my finger on it, right? If I had to go put my investigatory cap on, my guess is this season's supposed to be 25 episodes. So my assumption and my guess is because they know they have a longer runway, right? They have a longer set of episodes. They don't have to mash everything into 12, which I appreciate. I think that gives them, you know what? It does give them the right to be more, how do you say it? Deliberate, and to be, you know, to be okay with, like, it being slower. And I have to imagine, you know, I'm sticking with it. Like, I'm not dropping it or anything. Like, I still love Tsukimichi. I love Mio. I'm still thinking that, you know, they must assume, hey, anybody who's here for season 2 must have loved season 1. And I think that's a very true statement for all of us here. For you, for me, I think that's a true statement. If we love season 1, you're here for season 2. I will tell you, though, there have been anime that I've dropped in season 2 or season 3 because, like, they're like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? Dragon Maid, I'm looking at you last season. So those anime do exist, you know, but, like, it's setting us up. But what it's setting us up for, at least what's the writing on the wall, it's like, I don't know if I'm with that. It sounds like we're in for a boring core. Like, these next, you know, up to episode 12, and then it probably has, like, a tone shift or something, or we'll probably move on to the next thing. It's like, I hope I'm wrong. I want to go back to that. I said, I hope I'm wrong, but, like, I have a feeling that we're going to get, like, this, like, kind of, like, monotonous, more boring storyline, and then we're going to switch to, like, oh, here's the real stuff that's going to happen, whatever that ends up being. I just don't know. Like I said, I can start the video with, I'm at a crossroads. I do think this was one of the more entertaining episodes of this season, but the stuff before his trial and there wasn't really anything after his trial. After his trial, he meets with the lick, and he's like, "Good work, and you're going to be a temporary teacher or something like that. You're going to be a temporary teacher." And then you have the examiner meeting with blue hair girl, which I think is the same girl, but I mean, I could be wrong too. I don't know. You know, that's all really happened after. And then obviously before too, we had, you know, Mio and our dragon girl talking about, you know, the fight with the other dragon warrior lady, whatever. And so I don't know. I'm just at a crossroads with this show, and I'm not really sure how to feel. And I'm enjoying parts, but not all of it. Like I'm at a point where I kind of feel like, okay, if I wasn't reviewing it weekly, and I am, and I'm going to continue to, and I think it's going to get better, so I'm very hopeful. But if I wasn't, and I was just a viewer, I wasn't covering this on YouTube, I was just, you know, an anime enjoyer, like maybe many of you are, I would probably wait for two things. One, I would wait for the dub. And two, I would probably wait for about 6 to 12 episodes to stack up and just kind of binge watch them like in little sections. Because I think waiting a week, it's like it's too slow and too boring to like wait. Like I'm not even excited for next week. Like next week's gonna come, and be like, oh, here it is. But I'm not like I can't like I'm not excited for next week. So, anyway, that's how I feel about episode 4. Probably the best of the season. Really funny, but overall, I'm just I don't know. All right, I'll see you guys next week for episode 5. Maybe next week will be a freaking banger. All right, peace.